Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Grow Big TV.
Hello.
So good to see everybody. I haven't been here. I'm so sorry, but I miss all you guys. And there's this is I rather besides the beach, there's no place I would rather be with everybody here. So I'm so good to see everybody. So Korky, who do we have in the chat?
Let's see who the first one was. Jay Dixon, our lovely moderator. Simply Jan Homestead. And Built on a Rock Homestead. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging out with us. King Poobah's in the house. Kathleen Moran, thank you for being here. Garden State So-and-so, thank you so much. And that's who we got in the chat so far. So thank you guys for coming in and supporting Grow Big TV. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up because that gets us in the algorithm. And Hillbilly Chicken Ranch just came in the house. So thank you for coming in.
If you guys could share this out, either any kind of social media, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, we appreciate it. So I want to say thank you for all our members that we have on our channel. We got Built on a Rock Homestead, Jersey Twister, Camp Patton Family, Compound, Serena Norrell, Ginger Ninja, Simply Jan Homestead, Riverdale Gardens, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, Wanda Moses, Mrs. Cosmic Cultivators, the Cosmic Cultivators. It's the Marshmallow Man, and Denise Paswell. So thank you guys for being members of the channel. And there's Rudy. Welcome in, Rudy. So has anybody soiled their undies yet? There's Shawnee. Welcome, Shawnee. Yeah, I've been wondering if I haven't soiled my underwear yet, but maybe this weekend I'll finally have the chance to do it. And I'm also going to be charging up some charcoal.
Nice.
I'm going to show you guys how I charge that up. And it's so important to charge up your charcoal or biochar before you put it in the soil. So I'm going to show you how do I do it. But it needs to set for 24 hours before I plant. So it's very important to do it that way. And the plants, I did it with the biochar that I just showed you and how to inoculate it. Those plants are growing so much better than my other plants that I use other biochar. So, Korky, how's biochar worked in your garden? Do you see a difference?
I haven't seen a whole lot of difference, except for the fact that I think it's helping as far as water is concerned. My plants don't look like, especially during these hot days that we had a week ago or so. I think it's just showing that I think it's holding more water, which is good. But as far as everything else, I haven't seen a huge, tremendous difference.
No, yeah, I agree with that too. I noticed a big difference in my bags of topsoils, potting mix, compost, those bags where I added the biochar. Those plants are still doing really well. And we had a whole entire month where basically it was dry and 95 degrees, 90 degrees, and sun shining every day with little clouds. And I think the biochar really, really helped with that. And I'm not home to check it out. And guys, don't water in the afternoon. Please do not water in the afternoon. I can't believe that.
Not if it's like 100 degrees, 95, 100 degrees. It's like over the top hot.
You know, that's going to stay with me.
That's knock on wood. My husband just said something. Okay, so this year we have noticed a lot less bug pressure. Like a lot less bug pressure. I saw 2 squash bugs and that was it. Haven't seen anything else. I saw one of my arch nemesis, the cucumber beetle. But for the most part, like I haven't seen infestation. I haven't seen a ton of bugs out there. I just today have seen a lot of bees, like bumblebees and honeybees and stuff like that. And for the most part, I think the biochar has helped with that. Putting that in the soil, I think it's helped with that. But for the most part, like I'm just shocked. Like we haven't had hardly any bugs. It's been amazing. Like last year, I was fighting them off like so hard. So,
I have noticed the same thing. A lot less bug pressure, definitely.
which I'm surprised because we had a really mild winter. So, here anyway. So, I was just real surprised to not see as many bugs, which we are very lucky this year. If, that's the case. So,
So just let you guys know, we're working on MI Gardner to come on in a very near future. So we're gonna. I asked him actually this morning. I was like looking, I'm like, oh, who are we gonna have for an interview today? So I messaged Luke, and well, he's with the family. But that was pretty wrong of me to ask him so late in the game, actually. But you never know these days. You kind of ask things and be like, okay, I'm doing nothing. I was wondering what I was doing anyway. So Luke's going to be with us, and hopefully the next couple of weeks, talk about what he has in the store going on. And next year, he's not moving up his prices. Prices staying the same. Use the hashtag grow big to get your 10% off and see if it adds to his seed sales. I'm telling you guys, his asparagus he sent me last year were like, it seemed like 3-year-old asparagus roots, not no little roots, that you get. And you could just plant them plant them in the fall, and there we go. Hey, Viper, welcome in. Welcome in. There's Happy Mac. There's Terry. Welcome in, guys. Good to see you. We have 20 people
what
in the
else?
chat.
Oh, we've been using this around. I don't know if you guys have checked out our latest videos on Grow Big, but we have 2 videos going on. One we are using heart fertilizer, and the other one is surround. So we're using the surround a lot as well. And I think that has a lot to do with the bug pressure as well. So because we're using this surround, and we've been using it from the get-go, we weren't messing around. And since we've been using that from the get-go, I haven't noticed like anything and it's been crazy. So I don't know. I would like to say that it's maybe a combination of the surround and the biochar that's making it like that. And so I'm really happy with that. So I'm glad, Garden State so that you saw it. Those were the last 2. By the way, right after I videotaped my cucumbers, I had a raccoon get in the garden and take all of them.
Oh, no.
All 10 that were hanging there. I was waiting for them to grow about maybe an inch more. And a raccoon came in and ripped them right off the vine, broke some of my vines. And I was pretty ticked off. So I don't know what we're going to do about the raccoon problem, but I was very, very angry because they were ready. They were ready. I was just giving them an extra inch. And yeah, so. Oh, yeah. We also put garlic tea in our surround as well. And I think that has helped as well. We use the garlic scapes. I know a lot of people eat them, but they smelled so potent. I was like, I'm using these as tea. So I buy a one of those plastic Walmart jugs, like those pitchers that they have out right now, and I shoved those in there with some water, and we poured that into our garden sprayer, and it smells like whew, serious garlic. But we've been spraying that as well. So
Guys, please get surround. It's the best organic stuff you could buy out there. It's where insects come to it. They want to taste the vegetable. They're running all happy and say, I can't wait to eat. I'm going to go eat. And all of a sudden they taste it and they say, oh, poof.
yeah.
And they kind of spit it on out and say, this is terrible.
Yeah, it's been a godsend. It really has this year. I'm very, very happy. But like most organic stuff, you have to use it right from the get-go. You have to keep using it, keep spraying it. When it rains and washes off, you have to go right back out there when it's not raining and spray it again. It's kind of a pain, but it works if you want vegetables. So
yeah, and plants sometimes they could look a little droopy. They're not droopy. They're just, it's a material on the leaves that, hey, they're not going to spring up as high, but they're still trying to reach the sun for photosynthesis and everything like that. So you're not going to have a problem. Hey, when you have healthy leaves, man, you're going to have healthy plants. So you don't want those bugs, insects, or whatever to eat those leaves.
yeah, when you have unhealthy plants that draws the bugs in, they feel like they can take an opportunity. So when you have the unhealthy plants, so at that point you have to decide if you're going to sacrifice that one or just completely rip it out, because at some point it's just going to, draw in more bugs. So
Yep. It was. Oh, for last note I had here was Simply Gardening, Tony O'Neill. He has new books out, so go check him out. Tony's been great for this show, great for the community. It's so nice. He had the number one garden book in the U.S. UK, and he comes to our chat and other people's chats. For our friends. I mean, that's pretty special, guys. So just make sure go check out his book. It's number one for a reason.
Yeah. I am like real happy with people like that, because it just shows you how down to earth they are. They have a huge presence on YouTube. They've written many books and written number one bestsellers, and they're still on the show with us. So it means a lot.
Now I want to show you guys. Yeah, there's G Mama Grows.
G Mama or Gamma? My gosh, I don't know anymore. Sorry.
G Mama.
G Mama.
G Mama. I tell you what, because I first called her, she won something in my first contest that I had. And I was like, G Mana, and she goes, "Are you talking to me?" And I'm like, I don't know. And all of a sudden, I was like, G Mama. Oh, I got it. G Mama Grows. Yeah. So I love G Mama Grows. What a great person. She's been following our channel for a long, 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 long time.
Yeah, and she would come into my chats too. She's such a great person. So thank you. Thank you for doing that and supporting us. We're goofy. I'm goofy. And sometimes I don't pronounce things right. So.
And I never pronounce anything right. I work on it, though. I work on it. Guys, I'm full of energy. I miss you guys so much. I'm going to show you something that we've been talking about. It's glyphosate. There's something important came out by Glyphosate Girl, Kelly Ryerson, who was on our channel. If you guys have a chance, go check out that interview. And what's sad is a lot of interviews she gets, and a lot of interviews she has, they don't promote it. Nobody promotes it as in, the higher ups kind of thing. And so her stuff doesn't really get out there as much as it should. She's been on so many CNN, Fox, she's been all over the place, but it just never carries over because they're not allowed to carry over. So I thought this was very important to talk about today. Glyphosate Girl. Okay, do you guys see this right here? I'm going to click on it, see what happens. Boom! There it is. Monsanto drops lawsuit against Mexico's GM corn ban. The government vows to continue its efforts to ensure that GM corn and glyphosate are removed from the Mexican food supply. Isn't that freaking awesome? Bye-bye.
That makes me want to buy more food from Mexico.
Isn't that crazy?
Especially tortillas. But and yeah, that makes me so happy.
Because it's going to carry over sooner or later, guys. We just have to it has to start in other countries. And then after it continues, hopefully the U.S. will say, oh, we didn't know.
Yeah, because now Europe and India, those countries. I mean, there's a lot more countries, but Venezuela, there's like a ton more countries that are against GMOs. So now it's Mexico. We're practically surrounded. If Canada, I'm pretty sure Canada's on that list. I'm not sure. If Canada's on that list, we are surrounded. Like, we have no choice. We should be non-GMO.
So, Korky, can you read here to the right what she says?
I can't read it at all. It's so blurry.
Okay, I got it. After a 4-year legal battle, 4 years, agricultural chemical company Monsanto, now owned as Bayer, decided to drop its lawsuit against Mexico's decree to ban GM corn with human consumption. Glyphosate should soon be on its way out as well. Since 2020, Mexico has claimed they will prioritize the health of their citizens over corporate profits, and are proving that they mean it, which we need to mean it. Mexico will need to stand its ground against the U.S., who places continuing pressure to import our poisons. Assuming all goes to Mexico's plan, I'm excited to buy safe tortillas again.
That's like my family, like, we eat a lot of like Mexican or oriented foods. We use a lot of tortillas for different things. So if we can avoid that, I'll buy them from Mexico. I don't have a problem. I already buy my pasta from Italy because I stopped buying the Great Value stuff because it's all bioengineered stuff. Like if I buy I buy more of an expensive Italian pasta, but I know that Italy doesn't allow that. So I know that it is safe for me to eat. It sucks that it's so expensive, but what are you going to do? I'm like, it's either that or you're poisoning yourself.
Now, here's another topic that was just posted. Fertility is crashing. Also, glyphosate is in the semen. Yes, I said glyphosate's in the semen. Check out the fertility rates in 2005. Now check it out in 2022. Just take a good eye out that. Hope you guys can see it, because that's if this doesn't show it's a poison, how could you not say, I'm pissed off? If I was a man, or I'm going to have a family, or I can't have a kid. Why can't I have a kid? Why can't I have a kid? Well, this is probably the reason why, guys.
Yeah, well, and we don't know what it's doing to the babies. We don't know. It could be causing a number of different issues with the kids and the womb and all of that as well. It could be causing autism. It could be causing all different kinds of things we have no idea about. It's horrible.
So she says, we have a crisis in nature is descending that our environment is too toxic to reproduce in the same numbers as decades prior. Of course, not all infertility is because of glyphosate. And certainly also within these numbers are women who don't want to have kids. But with the increasing costs of IVF and people seeking fertility treatments, shouldn't we kind of like find the root cause? Glyphosate is in the semen and also messes with eggs and embryos. This is a biological fact. So I think that was very important to share with you guys right here. And thank you, Glyphosate Girl, for everything you're doing. Because without you everyday research and everything, we wouldn't have no idea. Let me see if there's anything else you posted. Despite what European and UK governments claim, a lot of people don't want gene-modified food. So, gene-edited rice crop field tested in Italy is destroyed by algae vandals. So people are vandalizing your food supply. Okay, let me stop using this so I can see you guys here. But go check out an Instagram, Glyphosate Girls here, and I'm hoping I have her on soon. Oh, look at this. This is pretty. Glyphosate Bomb. Korky, is still her page still up, or did I take it down?
It's down.
It's down. Okay. Let me show you guys this because I thought that was important. Thank you for everyone coming here. There's 32 people in the chat. Thank you for being with us tonight. So I'm going to go back to Glyphosate Girl and Glyphosate Bomb. Boom.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's crazy. And, a lot of people go to that because it's not pasta. It's not made from whatever. Isn't that nuts?
That's insane.
Yeah, because I've been eating a lot of more chickpea stuff because it's not pasta. It's beans. There's more protein in it.
Yeah, 20 grams of
protein. I'm not eating those. Thank God I've never eaten those. It's crazy.
Wow. I'm just reading up a little bit for a second. Fortunately, at Moms Across America, Bonza pasta was included in gluten-free food pesticide testing. The results are beyond shocking. The lab has never before found such high levels of glyphosate in a human food. I mean, this is freaking insane. Come on, man.
It can drive you crazy because you don't even know what to eat anymore. What's real and what's not real. Like you have no idea.
Oh, and here, this is what I think we talked about this before. Bayer to launch first CRISPR edited salad greens in grocery stores this fall, and you guys will never know it because it's not going to be labeled. So be careful. Grow your own lettuce. Grow your own lettuce year round. I think that's.
I know this is crazy, but I pray every time I eat lettuce that I don't die. Because I'm like, I want a salad so bad. Like my body craves greens so bad. I want a good salad. And I've been growing my own lettuce, but you can only grow so much and you can only grow in certain times. What are you going to do? So I'm trying my hardest, And so it's just frustrating. And so every time I have a salad out somewhere, or if they put lettuce on something, I'm like, please God, don't let me die.
So get your seeds from In My Garden. There, Mary's Heirloom Seeds. Yeah, grow your own lettuce.
It's horrible. It's horrible to think that way, but it's true. And I've done a lot of research. So tomatoes, onions, and lettuce are like the top 3 things that you can have on a sandwich that are more than likely going to kill you. Wow. That have some kind of salmonella or something because somebody's not watching it right. So, oh, hi, Winnie. But yeah, it's just frustrating. It's disgusting.
Well, it's all about the biology of your soil. And I just want to say it's all about the biologies. That's Ken Somerville's in our chat. He just did an interview with Gail Southern Living. If you guys can watch that sometime, go back and watch the interview by Gail. And thank you, Ken, for coming on by. So much great knowledge there. Yeah, it's all about biology with Ken.
Dave Knight, you're 100% correct about Lake Erie and the agricultural runoffs. Actually, I think it was Sherwin-Williams. They're in a big lawsuit right now because of all the crap that they dump into Lake Erie. And like when you go up to Lake Erie and you canoe and stuff, all you see is like rainbow stuff in the water, like rainbow oil, like sitting on top of the water. I remember when I was younger, Lake Erie not Lake Erie, but it was the Cuyahoga River that runs from Lake Erie. It caught on fire because it was so polluted. And because of that, we have a roller derby team in Cleveland called the Burning River Roller Derby Girls. But yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
So we had a couple other people that just came in the chat. Dee's Garden Adventures, welcome in. And Garden State so-and-so. I think you said her name before. Dave Knight, welcome in. If anybody's on Twitter, thank you for being here. And LinkedIn, I appreciate it. And if anybody's
a wild dog in the background just running around aimlessly, like she's going crazy. So
she has to meet Tuck. Dog from Jersey.
Yes.
So, guys, our channel's about growing food in any kind of way possible. So, just want to let you guys know, yes, it's all about the biology and the soil and everything like that. But we also want people to grow their own food in any kind of way necessary. Even if we don't agree with it, we still want people to grow their own food, period. Mm-hmm. So that's very important. And we're going to showcase other ways, hydroponically, and anything, any way you guys can grow food, we want to make sure it's on this show. Where we grow organically, we don't use fertilizer, but we're also going to show people how to use fertilizer because a lot of people don't use fertilizer the right way. Too much, too little, wrong kind, just.
And it's hard too because if you use too much, you're going to burn your plants. So.
A lot of people think, hey, I seen a 20-20-20. Let me add that to the garden. Whoa, I'm going to grow these huge vegetables. And all of a sudden, like
Your leaves are
plant
turning yellow,
leaves are brown.
getting extra crispy. They're like, why is this falling off? I don't understand.
And they work their butt off. Or how about this? You used a lot of fertilizer, right? You had perfect garden. First year growing that garden. The next year, man, I know how to grow the perfect garden because I did it the year before. The next year starts, tons of new weeds come up, grows too
Mhm.
fast, more bugs, different pressures. When you work the soil, you'll learn you'll have less effects on your garden.
Yeah.
When you use the fertilizers and all that stuff, more crap comes on in that you don't want. A
If
lot
you're
more.
having if you're having a perfect garden year, just count your blessings because like this year, other than my raccoons coming and destroying my freaking cucumbers, hopefully I get more. Um, for the most part, we've had a perfect garden year, and I've just been counting my blessings that it's great because in years before we haven't had perfect anything. I've grown corn before, and I had a hailstorm come in and completely wipe it out. I've had all different kinds of things happen, and nothing is perfect. Nothing. I've had bugs that I have never seen before, and the Harley Quinn bugs were the worst. I seen stuff that I've never seen before, and seems like it keeps adding and adding. And I've seen weeds that I've never seen before, and so nothing is perfect. You just have to roll with the punches and be prepared for whatever comes your way. And usually, weather situations you can't really help that much. It just happens. But
And just let you guys know, we still have a long growing season. Summer just started. I mean, how many days we have to our frost? 120?
uh-huh.
You guys have a long summer. You can still grow tomatoes. I'm still planting my stuff in my garden. It's insane. Yes, it's going to be a very late pepper year, but it's going to be all in, which is the most important thing. And you guys could keep on growing. Don't stop. A lot of people are stopping and growing. Start some zucchinis. Because if you get the vine borer, sometimes it's easier just pull it out and put a new one, in it. Just make sure you clean that soil around it. Even though they don't go into the soil because they're already up right now, but they're right in that plant. That's the reason why you want to pull a plant. It's insane in the membrane. Oh,
Mm.
I gotta play the video, Cork. I haven't played it yet. Let me see. What do I have set up for today? Planet Soil. Here's a 2-minute video. I like showing this for you guys. So go get a soda, a glass of water. It's 2 minutes long. Here we go. Love it. Look at that guy. Oh, that's a groundhog. Oh, groundhogs love my garden. It's a terrible thing in a way. So, yeah, guys. So we're gonna talk a little about plant-based organic fertilizers. But when we have your soil, we're gonna be talking about nutrition cycle and microcycle with the compost, protozoa, bacteria, fungi. I'm the fungi in the garden. Okay, so we want those roots to grow bigger and bigger in the rhizosphere. We want them to grow nice and healthy, so everything attacks it, your root zone. So we get those dark green plants growing up. But anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about plant based fertilizers. And what is number one thing organically is compost, 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 compost. And I have noticed that in my garden this year, even though I still got a long way to plant. I got those leaves that they've been there for 10 years and grabbing that soil under it. Wow, what a difference. You guys got to definitely compost. And if you haven't done that, figure out a way to do it. Go to your somewheres in your town, your classifieds, or when you ride around, you see something. Oh, look, that looks like somebody's throwing out a compost, not a maker, but something you can put compost in. Instead of going flying by there and saying, "Oh, I'll see the next day." No, go over there, make a friend, knock on the door, buy him a beer. Who cares? Hey, you getting rid of that? Can I have that? Can you put it to the side for me? Because more or less it's going to be gone before you know it. So, hey, there's Silly Lily. So, how you doing, Silly Lily? It's so good to see you. So that's Ken's wife. That's Silly Lily. Um, so we
Oh, okay.
so we definitely, you guys should definitely be making your own compost, because that's what you want. That's what you want in the soil. That's what you want. You want all those microorganisms to start to work. So if you use those compost teas, you don't need the fertilizer. You don't need everything else. Compost is amazing. Exactly, nutrient rich, improves soil structure, microbial activity. I mean, that's what we're talking about, the microbes, right? A lot of stuff you see organically, everybody's talking about microbes, microbes, microbes for a reason. So, and Korky helps with the microbes. She did it. She did it with her garden this year. What did you add to your soil to help with microbe activity?
Spoiled milk.
Something so simple.
Yeah, we hardly drink a full gallon anyway. So I had a gallon that, went out before we could use it all. And so I put that on the garden, but you're supposed to split it half and half. So, if you have a full gallon, then you use a gallon of water with it, and then you put it on there. So, and that's what I did. And so, and I think I kind of contribute that to another reason why we don't have the bug pressure this year is because we've been, feeding the soil. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I love to drink milk. I don't drink it very often. I mean, I like it. My husband doesn't drink it that much anymore because it gives him kidney stones. He used to drink a gallon a day. He used to be a real big milk drinker. And then the guy said, "Stop drinking so much milk. It's giving you kidney stones." And then my son doesn't drink it at all anymore. So, yeah. So the milk usually is a waste. And by the way, I want to share with everybody. I went hiking just yesterday, and I took a picture of some really cool things. So the first thing I took a picture of was May apples, and I haven't actually ever seen a May apple. Like I seen the like flower, or seen the stuff that it creates, but I never actually saw one. So we actually picked one off and like looked at it because I had never seen one before. I saw some jewelweed. So if you guys aren't familiar with jewelweed, it's part of the impatient family, and it grows in the weeds, usually in the woods in darker areas, and it is the antidote to poison ivy. And then I saw um, mullein, which I have never seen mullein blooming. I've only ever seen it like on the side of the road where it's not blooming. And I saw like a ton of flowers on it. I thought that was so cool. What else did I see? I saw a whole field of comfrey that I couldn't believe. It was like taking over. And that's why somebody like reminded me in the side chat to make comfrey tea. So you could totally use comfrey as fertilizer here. I could have probably chopped it all down and made like a barrel of fertilizer. It was so ridiculous. So much of it. And then I saw scarlet bee balm, which is absolutely beautiful. And I saw a lot of native plants. So very, 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 very cool. And
the only thing I saw was a lot of schnookies. Jersey Shore guys.
Yeah, raccoons usually steal the May apples, and so do deer that love to eat them. So that's why I was surprised. Like I saw a bunch of May apples just hanging out. Like I'm like, really? I've seen a lot of things on them. So I don't know. Some people say they're poisonous. Some people say that it protects against cancer. So I've seen like 2 different things on them. I'm not going to take that risk and eat it. But it's very, very interesting how it grows under those little palm tree things. So it's very neat.
So super hot stud is here. Jim Morrow. Welcome in, Jim. That's Jimmy Pickles.
Oh, yes, my husband reminded me also that I saw wild lettuce growing. And wild lettuce only grows in certain areas. And so I was really, really surprised to see it. And one way I knew it was wild lettuce is when you take it and if you snap a little bit of it off, this milky like substance comes out of the lettuce. And that's how you also know that it is wild lettuce. So that was really, really, really cool. And yes, Dee's, I want to start jewelweed from seed too. I want to put it in my food forest. That's awesome. You can make your own salves and all different kinds of stuff. So yeah, I don't have comfrey seeds because it takes forever. If you can find, especially if you go to Etsy, and find a reputable grower that's willing to sell you like some rhizomes or some cuttings of it, I would definitely do that first before growing the seeds. The seeds take forever. If you plant it, by the root, then you'll have instant results versus the seeds that can get eaten over time or whatever. Hey, Mr. Pickles.
So I see Serena make, actually it was a really funny, I thought it was funny. Serena goes, what do you call a sick vegetable? Horseradish. Reminds me of our president. You guys didn't hear that. He had too much horseradish, guys. That's all. Interesting. This is great information. Thank you for all our mods. You guys are so awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, but I was just surprised to see the field of comfrey. It was like a whole bunch of it. It was crazy. It's just been great. That's one thing I'm afraid to mess with is I won't mess with rhubarb leaves because they will kill you. So I just kind of stay away from that part. And I don't put it. A lot of people make pesticide or whatever out of their rhubarb leaves as well, and they'll spray that on their vegetables. I don't know how I feel about that. It seems organic, but it's also very poisonous.
The only time I seen rhubarb seeds was on Naked Gardening Day to hide themselves. Okay, guys, I'm in one of those moods today. I'm sorry. It's like haven't been on too long. Korky's been doing a show, and thank you, Korky, for doing all the hard work for our channel lately.
Oh,
So
it's no problem. It's split 50-50 between us. We both equally put in hard work.
so talking about the compost and microbial activity, um, it just supports the beneficial microorganisms that help decompose organic matter and improve nutrient availability. And that's what you need to really know is, everything works as a team, right? When you take stuff away from the team, things start to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure, it's like you want the whole microbial team to come together to make those
It's so
healthy.
hard, you guys. It's not easy to do this. It's not easy. I know it sounds like, oh, you just, you got to get more microbes. Just get those microbes in there. And it's not easy. It's not easy to build your soil. Sometimes it takes a lot of time and effort. And don't beat yourself up if you're not 100%. It's okay.
But the
Um,
more you do it every year, it gets easier and easier every single year. That's what you guys got to know. Right now, you can start it, then all of a sudden you see all these weeds coming up and everything like that. Well, it's going to start getting cut down once you start doing your cover crops. And if you have section, also this is planning, Korky, planning. So here's your calendar, right? You have say 5 parts of a garden, right? And if you have to weed, make a structure in your calendar. Every single Monday, I'm going to go down this row to check these seeds out. Every single Tuesday, I'm going to go down this row to do the weeds. It's actually easier if you just go down all the rows every single day, and if you see something, pick it out. But make a calendar up. Make a calendar. This is my road this Monday. On Tuesday, this is what I do. On Wednesday, this is what I do. And once you start having a calendar, what we have to go out in the garden for, it makes things so much easier. Instead of just saying, "Oh, let me see weeds come up." No, I'll bring a little rake out there. Move the top layer, add another layer. That's important. Keep on adding compost during the year. It's awesome. Um, so I was an application. Mix compost into a few inches of soil before plant. So you want to do that before and during. Top dressings, spread a layer of compost around a base of existing plants to provide a slow release nutrient source. So that's what I'm saying. Add in compost.
By the way, I used to have a calendar. I was looking for it. I can't find it right now, but I did. I put together this really huge calendar. It's like it tells me exactly when to plant what, and I made it from Clyde's garden planner.
Uh-huh.
And I put it on a piece of cardboard and I stuck it up. I don't know if we put it away somewhere, but it tells me when I should start planting for the fall, when I should start planting for the spring, and it has the exact dates of the weeks or whatever on it. And since I had like a huge cardboard cutout that I made myself, it made it so much easier to follow and figure out what I was planting and when.
Oh, I didn't say hi to Roberta. Hi, Roberta. I didn't say hi to you before, so welcome in. Here's Grown with Hudson. Grown with Hudson's here. Awesome. So also use your common gray manure crops such as legumes, clover, alfalfa, and grasses like rye and barley. The benefits: legumes, green manures fix atmospheric nitrogen, enriching the soil. Soil structure improves soil texture and organic matter content, and weed suppression, like we just said before, with weeds, by all those weeds not being there, there's no competition anymore.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the weeds and the plants, it's competition.
Yeah, and there are some weeds that you can leave up. There's one particularly, it's called the Pennsylvania smartweed, and it's kind of sweet. So bugs tend to attack that first before they will attack your plants. So that's something that you can leave up. But for the most part, we keep our garden and our walkways pretty weed whacked down so that we don't have grass build up or anything like that. Now it's going to be very hard because now we have this out of control candy roaster squash coming, and it's pretty much taken over that part of the garden. So weed whacking in that area is going to be tough. But for the most part, we try to keep all the weeds down. And I think that has a tremendous effect on the garden this year as well, because the bugs don't have anywhere to jump off of or take over. And yep, and we have deep mulched as well. At first, my husband was against it because it was pine mulch, and I used it in my herb bed because I was reading online and they said the pine mulch, you would literally have to use it every year, all the time, constantly to get the acidity from the pine. So I was like, forget this. It's not a big deal. So I put that in my raised bed with my herbs. Okay. And it really actually has helped. The mulch keeps the soil really moist. And that's kind of what I want, especially during these extremely high heat times. And if you have an area, like if you are really, really, really hot right now, shade cloth is one thing that you can use. And then you can also use mulch. Use straw if you have to. Don't use straw unless it's the like last thing you want to, because it has so many seeds and stuff in it that you'll end up growing straw as well. But use that if it's your last resort, and use that up around your plants to keep that soil moist. You don't want it to dry out. Love to see that board, Korky. I could use something like that to help me. Yes, I wish I had it in front of me, but I can't find it right now. It's like a big cardboard thing. And I, used a ruler. And I got my ruler out and I was writing in there when I should plant what. And it actually has really helped me. And it's only the vegetables that I use. It wasn't like every single vegetable known to man. It was just, only the vegetables that I wanted to grow that year or whatever. And I had the dates and when I should plant them and what, week I should, so something to think about.
And it's good to see you, Jersey Twister, my next door neighbor. It's good to have a Twister in here. And somebody else just came on in too before that. Oh, Jamie's Country Living. It's awesome to see you guys. Thank you. There's 39 people in our chat. Thank you guys for all being here. Mike's Chaotic Gardening just came on in. Our Treasured Home. Thank you guys. So, seaweed extract. So, my notes here.
You live close to the beach, so you could probably find seaweed very easily.
Yeah, I'm only work 5 minutes from it, so time to start making that walk over there to the ocean and with a bucket in my hand. Everybody, what are you doing? I'm looking for money.
Well, I wonder, do you guys get a lot of seaweed and kelp and stuff that is come up on the ocean too? Can you use that too?
Yes. Yep. You just got to wash it off.
Oh, okay.
That's the biggest thing. So once you get to seaweed, you can't just leave all that salt and everything on it. You're supposed to wash it off.
Yeah, because the salt can kill everything.
Exactly. And then after that, I think you let it dry. Then you can put it right in your compost pile. But that adds, guys, kelp is a huge thing for the garden.
Yeah,
it's not appreciated enough. But what I've been noticing in the organic community and growing big community, a lot of them use seaweed or extracts or kelp. So it's been a big thing with organic grown. So seaweed extract is derived from marine algae and is rich in micronutrients, growth hormones, and beneficial compounds. So let me say that again. Rich in micronutrients, growth hormones, and beneficial compounds. The benefits, micronutrients, it supplies trace elements like iodine, zinc, and iron. Growth hormones, contains natural growth hormones, cyclinins, axons that stimulate plant growth. So, hey, we want to.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we want to grow those huge vegetables, right? So that's your growth hormones, and that's where it comes from. Hey, Bushcraft family's here. What's up? Now I need a Bud Light. No, I don't want a Bud Light. But anyway, wise. Stress
You love
tolerance.
bushcraft.
It's good to see you, bushcraft. Stress tolerance enhances plants' resilience to stress factors such as drought and disease. So here we are, right? We want our plants to grow bigger. Seaweed extract. We want your plants to have. We all go through droughts and disease during the year. Seaweed extract help. So put that
So,
little bit.
I want to talk a little bit about the hormones, okay? Especially for, or was it the kelp and the seaweed extract? Okay, so cinnamon is also a hormone, also that you can put like on the end of your tips of your trees or whatever when you're starting stuff. And I did a lot of research on that to see because this the hormone things that you can buy in the store are kind of expensive to put on everything. So I was like, I can just use cinnamon. That's what I have. And I usually keep cinnamon around if I'm making stuff, from the garden or whatever. So I put that in there. I put the cinnamon on there and and started it. And it did a really good job as being a hormone to get your stuff started. And so if kelp can do that or seaweed can do that, you might be really better off buying stuff and maybe making your own. I know I made that out of cinnamon and it worked out really good. So it might be something that will save you money. I know some of those rooting hormone stuff, they put a fancy name on it and it's so expensive. And a lot of times you're only going to be using it a couple times to get things started. So something to think about. Yes, white willow works good too.
You know what's interesting when you say the cost? A bag of kelp used to be $7.99 last year. Went to look the other day, just looking at prices and see what happened. $24.
Wow.
It went up $7 to 24, guys. Insane. But it shows you
Constantly shop. Even in the off season, guys, you have to constantly shop and start looking around because you can get stuff on really good deals in the off season. Just because I bought I had to buy, every once in a while you have to go and buy new clippers and stuff like that because ours ends up rusting or we lose them or something happens. So Walmart had a really good pair of Fisker clippers, nips as we call them, and they had them for $5, $5 a thing. And then after that went away. They got new ones in, and those were like so expensive. I can't remember how much they were. They were like $15 or $16 for some nips. So, and I got them for $5. So something to think about. Always be shopping, always be looking. Amazon doesn't really have the deals like that, but Walmart usually does if you go in and look in the off season. So something to think about there.
I want to show you guys some prices here for kelp. So, Korky, can you see over here? We're in the middle here for prices.
Kelp fertilizer. Yeah, I can see the prices. Okay. Yeah.
So here we go. Kelp meal fertilizer, $34. Armory listed kelp plant foods, $40. Drought Defender, $37. Organic super seaweed, humic acid. That's interesting. $49. I mean, this is insane. Organic kelp, $19. I mean, the prices for kelp is freaking. I can't believe how high it went up. That's insane, insane. But it shows you something because it has an importance to it. So
yeah, and so also if you're on some of these garden groups, they can be pretty, especially on Facebook, they can be very unencouraging. So just do your own research. If you read something, you can always ask us, but do your own research as well. Type in Google. I did a video a while back on me using that cinnamon hormone. And somebody told me it wasn't going to work. It's not going to, they were so negative. And I actually asked Mr. Pickles. I said, Mr. Pickles, I said, can you use cinnamon as a rooting hormone? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I use it all the time. And he's like, on my peppers, because it keeps the gnats away when you're doing peppers and stuff, because they don't like that. And so then, some people are so set in their ways and nasty. So don't let that discourage you from trying something new, from trying it out. I was kind of appalled by that person, to tell you the truth. But yeah, so just do your own thing. And yeah, I've used everything. Like I've used peppermint even in my garden. I used peppermint in my garden last year to try and get bugs to go away. When you're at a specific point and you're tired of the bugs, you will try anything. You will try anything.
You won't beat me. You're not going to beat me. I'm going to beat you. So with the seaweed, and Mike, man, the price is unbelievable how high.
Yeah.
But what do you do with your seaweed extract? Well, you can make a foliar spray. So you dilute seaweed extract in water and apply it as a foliar spray to provide a quick nutrient boost. Or you use it as a soil drench, where you apply diluted seaweed extract to the soil around the root for root uptake. And anything you should try off the bat should be with the roots. You got to find the, and also don't make it a heavy spray because you never used it before. It's like, Harry, I'm going to spray this plant.
They're going,
yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, but don't do that.
You're going to add all this stuff to your leaves, and all of a sudden the next day, they're all burnt. You start small. You got to learn how to.
You guys avoid when you're doing any kind of fertilizers or anything like that, avoid any leaf interaction altogether. Because a lot of that stuff, like the ground and the roots can handle it, but once the sun hits that on your leaf, it'll burn it up. So just be careful. Mint can keep mice from digging up seeds. True that. So I have like this doTERRA stuff that I have, and I put a little bit of that in my sprays. And yeah, so it works. It's very smelly. Very, very smelly. You'll end up smelling like a beautiful flower.
When you're Smelly Ellie might not even like it.
Oh. It's funny. Okay, I don't think I've told anybody why Smelly Ellie's name. Okay, Smelly Ellie used to be a pretty fancy, city dog. We lived in the city, and she had bright pink hair, and she had a very expensive wardrobe. I think she had like $100 worth of dog clothes and collars and stuff, right? So we would take her everywhere. And she'd come out here to the country, and she loves going back there with the ducks and the chickens. And she'd never hurt a flea. She's very laid back, very chill, but she sniffs their butts. She'll go out there and like sniff a chicken's butt. Or or something like that. So we've been calling her Smelly Ellie ever since we've moved here. So her name has changed over the years. She's now Smelly Ellie, but she's a saint. That dog is a saint.
Jamie's Country Living is going to get some ice cream. The only thing I'm thinking is, wow, that's delirious. And once I think it's delirious, I'm thinking Eddie Murphy right now getting ice cream. Ice cream man is coming to town. I'm going to go get myself some ice cream. Oh, jeez. So manure, another fertilizer, right? Mm-hmm. So you should never use fresh manure in your garden. You should, I think, is it 8 months it should sit? Manure?
It should sit for a year.
A year. Yeah.
Some people say 6 months or something like that, but when it's hot and heavy and it's coming off the field, like cow manure, it should probably sit for a year. I know our chicken manure, we have it sit for like a year before we use it.
So living next to a farm, what we used to do is with the cows, we're stairs, and we used to grab their poop. right after the season was over and put it in your garden. And then once you're ready to start your season, we always put little calcium. We put some lime in the garden. So that was just an old way I learned from the 1970s how to start your garden. That was it. That's all you needed to do. Had some leaves, that's good. Put them in the ground.
There was only one way to do it, and that was it.
That was it. And you know what? We had some big tomatoes. Big and nice healthy tomatoes. Making those micros work.
You guys, we use Rupert's poop. There's a difference between poops, okay? So the chicken and the cow poop and stuff like that, it's hot. So you have to let that sit, and I let it sit. I know my chickens go through the chicken composter and they just sift through it or whatever. With Rupert's poop and stuff like that, I don't have to let it sit. I can add Rupert's poop directly to the garden, which I'm going to do that again and put it directly on my cucumbers. But you can put that directly on the garden and it won't hurt anything, and it's organic. And yeah, it's actually terrific stuff. A friend of ours had like 500 rabbits. She did show rabbits, and she sold them, and so she literally had a mound of poop outside of her house, like on the fence row area. So we would take our truck and go back there and scoop it up and use it for the garden. Now we have Rupert, so we don't have to do that. But it's really good stuff, and it will do some really good things for your garden. So, and it helps with all the microbes and stuff.
And if you have the circus that comes to town, you could invite them over for a night. Imagine that. Oh, that's a big pile there.
You want to keep the gorilla poop and the elephant poop for your enemies.
Especially if they put them at the front door.
Poopsenders.com. That's all I have to say.
Yep. Got to watch out if somebody starts a fire in the front of the house. Oh, jeez. I've seen a lot of stuff in my day. I've never done that, by the way. So, manure, nutrient content, provides a balanced mix of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and organic matter. Soil structure, improves soil structure and moisture retention. Microbial activity stimulates microbial activity, enhance nutrient availability. Microbes work with the nutrient availability, so everything just pulls itself up, and there you go. You got and then you add your compost tea during the year. You add your rabbit poop, because then you got some. I was listening a little bit of Ken today on Gail's show, and if you use different kind of manures, it should be like several kinds. But I think you have to look more into like what kind of plant and what type of manure you could actually add. Like rabbit manure, you could add all year around.
Rabbit manure doesn't hurt anything, but like chicken manures and stuff like that is super high in nitrogen. So it'd be good to add to like corn, something that can really take that nitrogen. But sometimes there's some delicate, vegetables that really can't take that nitrogen. So just be careful with what you're doing. And what my husband just said, we did this test and tried to make our own manures. I even made a banana manure. It was disgusting. And we set it in the back of our garage for like 3 years now. And it's basically chicken manure. It's watered down. It's been sitting there for 3 years. So we've been using that. I did a video on it 3 years ago. So, but anyway, it's diluted. Yeah. He also banana peels 3 years old in a bucket of water. Yeah. It's disgusting to make your own manures, but it works. And I've known people to make their own fish emulsion. I wouldn't do that because it stinks so bad, and it draws in raccoons. So I'm very careful with that.
But just think of that. You got cow manure, rabbit manure, steer manure, horse manure.
And be careful. Make sure that on those manures that the horses are being fed organically or whatever, because if they spray herbicides on the fields, they don't digest the herbicides. It comes out through their poop. So you can take and transfer that herbicides if you're using horse manure and put it on your garden. And that will hurt your garden. It won't hurt it for a really long time, but I think it takes a couple years to get that out of your garden. So yeah, just be really careful, because if you wanted to have a really good year and you're like, oh, I'm going to use all this horse manure, and you're not sure where it came from, it can actually hurt your garden.
Oh, big time. And thank God they don't put it in Bean Boozled jelly beans, because there's no way I'm eating cow manure. They have everything else except for that. Oh, you guys, our mods are so freaking awesome.
Jersey Twister, you are brave. That is so gross. Blech. Good for you.
It's Jersey owned. Like I said, when I'm driving down the shore, I just see a lot of schnookies. Oh, jeez. Well, what do we got? Serena question. Is fish emulsion or compost tea or worm cast to sea considered water-soluble fertilizer?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Fish emulsion? Yeah, because you mix it with water.
Right.
Yeah, and that's another reason why we like to use garden lime. Like we'll put that in with some water and put that on our tomatoes. When my husband sees like blossom end rot, we'll put some of that garden lime in a bucket with some water, and he'll stir it up, and he'll put that directly on the tomatoes. That way they're getting that calcium ASAP. You don't have to hurry up and grind some eggshells or put in Tums in the soil, because those things, it takes a while for it to break down and for that plant to suck that up. And before you know it, all of your tomatoes have blossom end rot and you can't get rid of it. So the garden lime works instantly. It works really well. Just take the rotten tomatoes off, and the next few bunches that you get should not have blossom end rot. And it's not anything that you're doing specifically either. A lot of times, if you've never even used that bed before, like us, we haven't used that bed for tomatoes before. So it's just not prepared for the calcium. So we just have to go in and use the garden lime.
So let me see. So we're talking about the compost. I mean, guys, use these resources. It's healthy. You see all the crap that's going on in the country, world, everything. You got to do your own thing. We're not telling you what to do. We're just trying to do stuff that we do that we know what's right. That's all.
The only reason why I'm even saying that half the stuff I'm saying is because I've been gardening for a while and I've used every trick so far. And the things that I'm telling you are the things that have really worked for me. So you can choose to use them or choose to not use them. It's up to you. But those things have really, really worked for us.
So application of manure. Composting. Compost manure before application to reduce pathogen risk and improve nutrient stability. So that's the reason why you want to sit. Make sure you're going to use it the right way. Soil amendment. Incorporate compost manure into the soil before planting. So you don't want to topsoil. You want to get all those nutrients, all the microactivity, all the way from your roots, your pathogens, everything, just going up to your plant to grow the healthy plant. And welcome in, Tina. Welcome in, Mona. Did what? And there's Simply Jan. So bone meal. Bone meal. Where's my bone meal? Bone meal is made up from ground animal bones and is high in phosphorus and calcium. The benefits essential for root development and flowering. Think about that. So, root development. So, if you want a healthy plant, you want healthy roots. You want those long roots going spread all over the place. You want your mycorrhizal going into those roots and everything, so you get less disease. So you want to add some bone meal to it. So essential for root development and flowering. And you want flowering, right? So you want all those, you want 100 tomatoes on that plant, not just 8. You want to have a bounty.
I want
So,
to have 100 cucumbers. When can
welcome in our Georgia suburban homestead. It's good to see you. Yeah, so for calcium source with bone meal, it's important for cell wall strength and plant structure. Pretty simple stuff, right? So, um, so important. So what do? You apply your. This is for set aside dressing. Apply around existing plants during the growing season to support blooming and fruiting. So here you add it before, and you add it a little later when your plants are starting to bloom. When again, everything should have a calendar. So from the day you plant to when you should fruit and your end of the season. So you want to get those extra 2 or 3 weeks in. And to get those extra 2 or 3 weeks, that's the reason why we add the compost tea, to get those 2 or 3 extra weeks into your season, or
Mhm.
more. There's less disease on your plant the longer the growing season.
Yeah, and it's like there's certain ones that are really hard for me. One of them is the cucumber. It's one of my favorite vegetables, but it gets diseased very quickly. It's very tough. I try, but it's very tough.
Then we have blood meal. Blood meal is dried animal blood, which is rich in nitrogen.
And for some reason, it made me so sick. Okay, so I went and I put it on my wisteria and stuff, trying to get more stuff on it. And I put some in my food forest, just sprinkled it around, whatever. For some reason, it smelled like the hamburgers at the cafeteria when I served lunch, and I was just like, I couldn't. I was like, I couldn't handle it. It just like made me so sick to my stomach. So blood meal stinks. It's like so gross.
I tell you what, blood meal does help the animals stay away, especially those little guys that's crawling in your garden. Just a little point there. I know where around my strawberries, where I had 40 yards of strawberries and never had a problem with animals at all. And I think that's because of blood meal. Blood meal is dried animal blood, rich in nitrogen. What does it do? What's its benefits? High nitrogen contents, which promotes lush green vegetable growth. Its quick release. It provides rapid nitrogen to boost deficient soils. So just think of that. You have a terrible soil, right? You need to add nitrogen. You want a quick boost. You want to add blood meal. Mix into the soil before plant to provide an initial source, a nitrogen source, and side dress and apply around plants during a growing season to address nitrogen deficiencies. So just a couple of things you could add during the year that were really beneficial for you. Keeps the animals away, gives you extra added nitrogen source. You want green growth, so it has a lot of benefits. Here's mixing with
I know. Wait, are we even there yet? No, we aren't there yet. I'll ask when we get there. We're good.
We're on mineral-based organic fertilizers. I hope you guys are getting a little use out of this. 1 second. What did Jersey Twister say? I tried posting my garden pictures on your Facebook page. You couldn't, so I tagged Joe's free seeds. Oh, Facebook page. Yeah, Jersey Twister. I haven't been on the free seeds page in about 6 months. So I haven't really even noticed it.
We have a Grow Big TV Facebook page, like group, not just a Facebook page, but there's also a group. So if you sign up to be in that group, I'll approve you or whatever, or Joe will. And you can be on that group and you can share all your different gardening pictures and stuff like that in that group. But I don't know about posting directly to our Facebook page. I don't know how that works. We probably have to approve it before it can be posted up.
Yeah, we're trying to be very careful with Facebook because we don't want people coming on in and trying to ruin our channel and everything like that too. So, yeah, this is the first year doing this together. We want to do things the right way and try to be safe and trying to make things grow, and we don't want any problems. And not saying that you're a problem or anybody else a problem, but you know what? There's some people there that that may not like us. That we got to be careful. That's all I'm
Yeah.
trying.
We really have to be careful about that. So we've just been kind of like, that's why we're also not making anybody and everybody moderator. I mean, there's just a whole list of things. So don't get offended. We're just protecting ourselves. So
Yeah, we got this information from some very high profile people out there that had problems and they don't have any problems anymore. So we're listening too. And Korky and I, we do a lot of listening. We might not agree with everything, but we listen. And I think that's very important. And we're just copying that right now. So awesome. Guys, I can't wait to show you the people we're going to have on our live show soon.
I'm so excited.
Insane.
I'm sorry about your tomatoes, Ginger.
Oh no.
It just sucks. You spend so much time like planting this stuff, and especially my cucumbers. I started those months ago, and like I take it personally. Like damn raccoon. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like in my head. I'm like, it gets so mad because and I went out of my way about hybrid cucumbers, and yeah, I grow them vertically. I make sure that they are, I clip the leaves off the bottom. I baby these suckers. And some raccoon comes in. Like, it just makes me so bad. I needed to vent for a moment. Like, it just makes me so bad. Because you spend all that time. But you just got to keep chucking on, keep moving on, whatever the word is. Got to keep moving. And so it didn't destroy all of my cucumbers. They just ripped some of the tops off trying to get so hopefully. But it's just such a pain. Such a pain.
So Serena, I actually use worm castings and bat guano with charging up my biochar. So, and it's this compost tea, worm castings.
How many times can you put worm castings on? I literally bought what would look like a mulch bag full of worm castings.
It's not much of a it's not too much of a nitrogen source. It's a 1.
Okay.
It's
so I can add it on as much as I want, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to add so much, like a whole bag on one plant, but that's going to be like a couple $1,000.
The sucker the next day it's dead as a doornail, so brown. It's like
I'm sure it's fine. Just put a layer. That's all you need. A layer. You need one layer. A layer is not going to do anything. With with worm casting, guys, we had Nate Holmes on. He talked about a bag of worm castings. There was nothing really in there too much. It's like called waste of money. That's the reason why we're going to have another worm farmer on and talk about worm farming, so you guys get your own worm castings. Because that's what we do here. Let's learn. Yeah, worms. Put those worms under your bed. Compost.
I pray, Ginger Ninja, that your bugs will disappear. Like, if you can get past the hard times, the life cycle of I just learned today, actually. I was watching Living Traditions. Freaking love them. And the life cycle of those squash bugs are not like they're quick. They come on and then eventually they will start disappearing. And so if you can get past that hard time, that time where they come out and protect your garden, eventually they'll just go away. So
okay, so I got something for you guys. And that's just gonna help Ginger Ninja too a little bit. Now I have my glasses on. So I'm learning this from Matt Powers, which is pretty cool. So this person had a big problem with grasshoppers. All right. And I got to learn the whole thing because I need to start. I want to start doing that myself too. I just don't have the time to do a lot of things in my life. And they took the dead crickets, put it with the compost tea, and somehow the grasshoppers, when they sprayed around a plant, the grasshoppers didn't want to do anything with the plant.
Was it because of the dead crickets?
Uh huh. So I got to do a little more thorough job to explain it the right way, but that gives me a lot of ideas. So, and the guy had this on his large. This is what he started. So he had the large farm. Everything was, he was devastated. Everything was dying, diseased. He did this less and less, a lot less the first year. Not a lot less, a less than the first year. The next year after, barely. It was all like basically gone because he uses foliar, spray of the
Interesting.
dead crickets, which is pretty cool.
I
Again,
wonder if it has a specific smell for them, and they're just like,
exactly. I'm gonna die. Get me out of here.
"Look for me, there's dead bodies everywhere."
Exactly. It's not for me. I smell a lot of stuff going on here. It's not good. So
Grasshopper
Serena.
comes up in the garden. I see dead people.
Oh no. I've seen this in my own movie. This is Dawn of the Dead or something. So I'll look more into that, guys, and hopefully when we have Matt Powers here in the future, we could talk about that. Be a great topic, and hopefully I'll have more time so I could actually look more into that to answer a lot of questions because that's a game changer.
Ginger just called my husband poo bag. He pulled
Oh
off
no!
and changed it to poo bag. Sorry. It just made me laugh. Hey, poo bag.
Did you ever see the thing on Twitter? The guy that farts around in town.
Yes. Oh, he's on Instagram too, I think. Where he just walks by a group of people. And he
Yeah.
flips.
So I see a guy walk with his 5 friends. He's walking, and all of a sudden he does a dance and lifts up his leg on his side. And all of a sudden I'm driving a car. I stop and I go, oh my God, I felt the wind on that one. Like that. I'm driving. Like, who's going to say that? I just seen him kick out the leg, and I thought it was really funny if I said that. His friends were freaking rolling after I said that. I thought it was like perfect timing because I seen it. Hey, there's Skinner Farms. Welcome in.
You know what's funny is I love when like he's walking down the steps and there's like a group of girls and he just like lets one loose or whatever and he's like, oh, he's like, he says something stupid like that was a wet one or something like that. And the reaction of the girls' faces are just like they're all calm and cool when it happens, but after he leaves, their facial interactions are hilarious. It cracks
You want
me
me,
up.
you want me to show it on here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Just give
We
me a
all
couple
need a good
seconds,
laugh.
guys. You
We
keep
all
on
need a
talking,
good
Cork.
laugh. This is funny.
When I find out, go off the mineral-based organic fertilizers. We're on rock phosphate, and I'll
Okay.
find it, then we'll stop.
We'll get
Let me see if I can find it.
it. He just cracks me up.
This is going to be hysterical if I find this.
I used to also like the guy that would hide in the plant. Ryan something or another. Anyway, he would do it in Las Vegas. He would hide, he would be a plant. And it looks like he's sitting in a pot. And like it's in Las Vegas, as people are walking down the pathway, he comes out and he goes, blah, blah, and like you should see these people. They think he's a real plant. So they don't but it's hilarious. Like he scares like one woman, like she spilled coffee. I felt bad. She spilled coffee all over herself because she was walking by, but it was so funny. Makes me laugh.
You just got to give me a couple seconds. I got to find out if I had it on Twitter or somewhere else.
What did one fruit say to the other? If you hadn't been so fresh, we wouldn't have been in this jam. Hello, grape jams. Thanks for coming in.
Wonder if I had to see it on Twitter.
I have no idea. I didn't know. Some of these people have multiple accounts across the board. So, but that guy's so funny.
I can't go from here. It's going to take a little while, but I'm going to find this because I think it's hysterical when you guys see this.
Oh, okay. Great jams. That's Bunky.
Hi, Bunky.
Oh, okay. Hi. I didn't know that. Sorry. Hi, guys. He's on YouTube, Joe. Just search.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
That's what my husband said.
Okay. You guys are going to laugh this one. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see which one I want.
Oh, crack me up.
Okay, I did find it, guys. Just give me a couple seconds. I definitely found it. I felt the wind. Okay. Okay, you guys ready for this? This might be worth the copyright, but okay, here we go. Welcome to the Fart Guy on Grow Big TV.
Oh, okay. Bless me. This is an emergency. Excuse me.
Oops.
Thou shalt not pass. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
These people's reactions are classic. It's so funny.
Oh, I had to jiggle a little too hard. Okay. Release the Kraken.
I don't.
Cracks me up. I just like watching them laugh so hard, you guys. It's so funny.
Okay, I frosted my cupcakes. These are amazing.
Oh, a commercial. Come on.
Wow, that's good. Wow, these are good.
It's delicious. What if I told you that?
Welcome to the barbecue. Oh my goodness. Solid. Red Bull gives me wings.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Excuse
That
me.
woman, you could tell she was so mad. Like,
Not quite good.
Oh, Gesundheit. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Today's not a good day.
Another 30 more seconds, guys.
Okie dokie.
One last one. What?
Okay, that was wet. Okay.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Bagel blast off.
Maybe watch another.
Those are my pronouns.
God.
Welcome to the barbecue.
Oh, let's see that one. Oh my God. That's welcome to the
I
barbecue.
hope that made you all laugh because it's so funny. It makes me laugh every time.
That was disgusting. Oh, poop. You know, we all been in our time in our life where, something like sort of happened. You didn't expect it to happen. I was at church, midnight mass, and had several people around me that I was trying to impress, by the way. I coughed and I farted at the same time. And it was like, oh my God, I felt so embarrassed because I was trying to impress the girl. I'm like, wow, look, midnight mass. I got a girl around me. This is freaking great. This is awesome.
Wait, you farted at midnight mass?
Yeah, burped.
Was it
was
really
like,
quiet?
yeah.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Oh no. Oh no. This was when I was like 19. I still couldn't believe I still remember that. And she still remembers it too. She still remembers it to this day. It's gonna go into
That is so funny because I have a midnight mass fart story too.
oh no.
Not about myself though. Okay, so I had a ton of exchange students living with me, and Anna, the exchange student from Germany, and I and my mom, we all decided to go to midnight mass at our little Catholic church. And they don't do midnight masses anymore, like not around here anyway. And so anyway, we get there and we're sitting in the pews. We're in the back, kind of, because yeah, we're in the back. So we're sitting there, and like there's an older lady in front of us, and she farted, and it smelled horrible. I don't know if she her pants or if she actually farted. So the priest comes down with the frankincense, and he's like swinging them, So on top of that smell and that woman farting, we laughed so hard. And this is like midnight mass. It's kind of quiet. People were in there praying, and like we couldn't keep it together. Yeah, we were sitting in the poos. Thanks, honey. In the pews. But yeah, we couldn't keep it together. That was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I would have been totally embarrassed if I was in your situation.
I still couldn't believe it. I'm very polite. I do things. I'm very, very polite. And I'm like, you try to impress. And well, that definitely didn't impress, but it left a mark on her for the rest of her life.
Yeah, she's telling that story to her grandkids. I went on this date with this guy and he farted.
In church.
It was in church. That's funny.
Yeah, got a lot of stories. So rock phosphate. So we're talking about organic fertilizers. These are mineral based. It was organic, that's for sure. So rock phosphate is a natural mineral phosphorus, which is crucial for energy transfer and root developments in plants. It's sustainable and environmental friendly alternative to synthetic phosphorus fertilizers. And now my eyes are burning from this. Oh my God. I have very oily skin, so when I was like, before I wiped it like this, and now I'm like, oh, I can't see. So application of rock phosphate. Apply rock phosphate to the soil before planting, particularly for phosphorus-demanding crops like root vegetables. So think about your root vegetables for rock phosphate. And then you got gypsum. Gypsum is a mineral that provides calcium and sulfur, helping to improve soil structure and nutrient availability. So think about sulfur with potatoes, right? So, and also with when you're growing potatoes, well, I'm going to do a video on that in a harvest very soon. Adding kelp too with that really, really helps. So with gypsum, calcium source essential for cell wall strength and root development. Its soil structure helps improve soil aeration and water filtration in impacted soils. And a sulfur source, impact for protein synthesis and enzyme function in plants. application of gypsum is adding gypsum to the soil to improve soil structure and provide calcium and sulfur. That's what the main thing is. And then you have Epsom salts, right? Remember that craze where everybody was using Epsom salts?
Yes.
You don't see it around too much anymore. So that was like a huge thing about 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. So,
okay. So, question about that: when should you add Epsom salts, and why add Epsom salts? And I know that there's a time of when and where and all of that. Like, will it hurt the soil? That's another thing. Like, I'm worried about the microbes. I put Epsom salts out there, is I'm gonna kill the microbes because, you know.
the more I look into this, you should not be adding Epsom salts to your garden. I would not do it. You could still do it. It does add some beneficial to it, but if everything else is working in the soil, you shouldn't have to add Epsom salts. So let me just read here a little bit. It's a sulfur source important for protein synthesis and overall plant health. Soil amendment: apply Epsom salts to the soil around the base of the plant, and as a foliar spray, dissolve Epsom salts in water and spray directly onto the leaves for quick absorption. I don't like using it at all. I can see the reason why for protein synthesis and overall plant health. But I think if you have the overall, I don't like adding salts. I'm afraid you're going to burn a plant out or take away from the plant instead of adding to the plant what you're really intended to do, where you just have to add your compost for that. All right. Or rock dust. Now, if you have rock dust, Tony did a big study on this. He said it was the biggest waste of money of adding to the garden if you want it be beneficial in the first year. Now, it usually takes 1 year to 1 year to work azomite. So all those minerals, a lot of them you already have in the soil as it is. But volcanic rock dust, that's what azomite is. So if you have money and you think you really need to add it because you have really poor soil, just remember it takes one whole year to work. And here we go. Look, Jay said, boom! Epsom salts can be harmful to soil, plants, and water. So take away the craze. Take away that 1 year wonder, because it can be beneficial in 1 year. But if you plan to work that soil, which we've been talking about, you do not want to add it to your garden. You really don't need it. But if you're you have problems and you want to improve the protein synthesis and overall plant health, maybe you want to do a little bit of that. I just don't agree with it. What I've been finding out the last couple of years. If you go any kind of Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, all of them have Epsom salts because say, hey, I could grow more tomatoes if I use this because it's going to grow more tomatoes. I really don't think you need to use it. If you do use it, make sure maybe you have no tomatoes in that year. Your whole tomato plant, you have 2 tomatoes, you have a couple of weeks, maybe you add a little spray at the end. Just make sure you add your compost after the year's over because you really don't want to ruin the soil you've been working on a whole year.
Yeah.
Organic soil amendments. Organic soil amendments are vital for improving soil quantity, fertility, structure, thereby promoting robust plant growth and sustainable agriculture practices. Organic soil amendments or materials derived from natural sources that are added to soil to improve physical properties, nutrient content, and biological properties, activity. I feel like biting when I read that. Anyway, these amendments play a crucial role of organic farming by maintaining soil health and fertility without relying on synthetic chemicals. Now, lime, uh, lime and dolomite are commonly used to adjust soil pH, making it more sustainable for a wide range of crops. They provide essential nutrients like calcium and magnesium. Now, one thing my father always said, if you always, and my farmer next door, and it worked for me years, if you use cow manure, make sure you add calcium to your garden or lawn. So maybe that's because of the pH adjustment and neutralized soil activity and everything what's going on. I just know if you're using those manures, make sure you add your calcium or your lime. So a pH adjustment, neutralize soil acidity, creating a more favorable environment for plant growth. A calcium source provides calcium essential for cell wall strength and root development. Improve nutrient availability, enhances the availability and nutrients like phosphorus and magnesium to the soil. The application, conduct a soil test like we always describe in all our videos before, determine a pH before you even use it. You just don't want to add it just because it's there. You want to make sure you test for your pH levels. Uniform application, spread agricultural lime evenly across the surface and incorporate into the top few inches of soil. So what's good about that is my father used to coach baseball a little bit in Little League. And so he would buy his own line. You know how you have the line for the field?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we took one of those. We used one of those things to line the field. And instead of putting that in, we put lime. And so when we grew our plants, we just put 2 strings, used the line that you line baseball fields in it for your line, and just went down the row. So you always had, where to plant in your row, which was really, really cool. Very easy, straight lines. Perfect. You had your line where you're going to grow. So that it was very easy, basic, and simple. Humic substances like humic acid, which is going to be very interesting because what I've learned, if you use too much, sometimes you could not have the plant grow, which you think it's going to have the availability if you grow it, you put it in your soil. So humic substances are organic compounds derived from decomposition of plant and animal matter. They include humic acid and folic acid, which are known for the ability to improve soil health and plant growth. Humic acid is a large complex molecule that improves soil structure and enhances nutrient uptake. So this is interesting. Yeah, too much. This just shows you that moderation is the best. Never add so much where you think, I'm going to grow more. Just like we talk about fertilizer. You put all this, hey, let's go to 20. We're going to grow the hugest and the biggest, healthiest plants. No. Moderation is your best thing, what you do when you grow. And I love that Grape Jams is here. So nutrient uptake, increase the availability and uptake essential nutrients by the plant. Microbial activity of humic acids, this stimulates the growth of beneficial soil microorganisms. So think biochar, think humic acid, think compost, think your cow manure, think of your kelp. Just think everything you're doing. You have everything, all this microbial activity, and it goes into the compost and it stores everything there for your plant. Man, where's that microbial activity going to go if it stays in a biochar? It stays right there. That's what I'm trying to get to. It stays there. The plant's going to just explode healthy. That's what you want. So, how do you apply this? Humic acid? Apply humic acid to the soil planting time or at the top dressing during a growing season. Liquid form. Use liquid humic acid as a soil drench or foliar spray. I do have humic acid mixed with biochar, by the way, so which is pretty cool. Nutrient availability enhances the availability and uptake of micronutrients. Stress tolerance improves plants' resistance to stress factors such as drought and disease. Growth stimulant promotes root development, overall plant growth. So, biochar. Last one, guys. Biochar. You stay with us. Biochar. Whoop, whoop. Love biochar. Biochar is a form of charcoal produced from plant matter through a process called pyrolysis. It is used as a soil amendment to improve soil health and fertility. The soil structure enhances soil structure, aeration, water retention, nutrient retention, improves the soil's ability to retain nutrients, making them more available plant. Carbon sequencing. And it sequesters carbon in the soil. Soil amendment. How do you mix it? What do you do with biochar? Mix biochar into the soil, plant in time, or incorporate with existing beds. Composting. Combined with compost to enhance the nutrient content and microbial activity of the biochar. So that's pretty much what we wanted to talk about today.
It is the complete opposite that Joe did it. He mixed it up, put stuff in it, and then he laid it on. I put it in my beds. I put rabbit poop in there and stuff like that, and then I just sprayed it down with water. So mine I put directly into my soil after I crushed it up. I made sure that it was really fine, that it didn't have huge chunks in there. Because before, when I laid it out before, I didn't chunk it or de-chunk it very well. So there's still big old chunks of biochar all over in the beds. But yeah, so we mixed it up and we put perlite in there. I mean, the garden looks great. The soil, I think, looks great. So I'm excited. I'm excited for next year.
I will try to make that video this week. By the way, there is no Thursday show this week. And I don't think there's going to be a Sunday fun day this week.
May the Fourth be with you.
Because I'm going to be Ubering the whole time. And thank you for Grape Jams is here. Thank you, Vineyard Chicks, for helping me out so much on Sunday Fun Day. You were those girls raised money for me, from super chats to super stickers to memberships. And at a time where I really need it, it actually helped me pay my mortgage this month. Because without it, I would have been more than 1 month late. I'm already a month late on my mortgage. But with the way they helped me with raise money for me that month, they actually got me to be able to pay my mortgage. Nice. I just couldn't. I needed like 2 more days of Uber and I couldn't. So thank you so much. Oh my God, I was so grateful. And everybody else who's been helping out on Sunday Fun Day, because right now is money time down the shore. And without the help of other channels on Sunday Fun Day, from Simply Jan to Gail Southern Living, I mean, everybody that's been Gail Southern Living. Oh my God, everybody's been helping me out on Sunday Fun Day. Let me see who else is in the chat here that's been helping me out. And Ahmad's helping out when I'm not even there and helping Sunday Fun Day continue to grow. You guys are absolutely amazing. And the memberships, thank you guys so much for that too. Oh, Simply Jan is here. Okay, enough about me there. But thank you guys for everybody coming to Sunday Fun Day and everything. There's not going to be a Thursday night this week because 4th of July. So we got about 9 more minutes, guys. Any kind of questions, feel free to ask. But just really get into cover crops this year. Start looking where you buy your seeds. If you see Luke, if you're on, boom.
My cover crop right here. Right here, y'all.
That you really. Oh, welcome in, Hendo. So good to see you. So let me see what we got. So there's only 17 on YouTube and 22 on Twitter. So that's what we have today. And thank you guys for all being here. That's awesome. I'm telling you guys, these channels we're going to be interviewing, it's beyond special that they're coming to our channel. And I just hope you guys can continue showing these channels out. And hopefully we answer all your questions. That's what we're here. We're here to help out. So if you guys need some answers, if we don't know right away, we're going to tell you. We're real, and we'll find out the answers. That's what that's what we're here for. Oh my God, I thought Dee's Garden Adventures just said, I'm going to go sunbathing. And I'm like, oh, I read that wrong. Let me see where this is. Looking to bathe in a dog. See, totally off there. Okay. Oh, and if anybody wants to become a member is so important. We have, I think, 10 members right now. And
$2.99 a month, guys. There's more memberships. $2.99 a month gets you in.
And for those, we have 6 contests for $100. Given a current pace, we are basically putting all our money into the contest, not making a dollar. Actually, we're losing $300, $400. So, becoming a member helps. Donations, anything any memberships here, or donations that go to PayPal, Venmo for the show goes directly split between us. Everything we do on this channel is split 50-50. That's how we do our partnership on Grow Big TV. So thank you for all our members. Built on a Rock Homestead, Jersey Twister, Campanton Family Compound, Serena Norell, Ginger Ninja, Simply Jan Homestead, Riverdale Garden, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, Wanda Moses, Mrs. Cosmic Cultivators, Cosmic Cultivators. It's the Marshmallow Man. Where is Luce? And Denise Passy. So thank you for all you guys, all your help and memberships. And thank you guys for always being here, supporting us just by being here. We appreciate that too. I still want to see. Our contest, guys. Now I know when we did those videos, there were certain dates to those contests, but we moved everything back to have more people join in. So yes, they are moved back. If you need questions, just keep on weighing your foods. Weigh. How long is that zucchini? Hopefully, I haven't seen one Peter Pepper video. Might be one winner, and the winner wins $100. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe there might not even be a winner. But make sure you get those videos and hashtag it. Hashtag Grow Big.
Yeah, that way we can watch the videos. Like, it's easier for us to see them.
And so we're going to start paying a lot more attention to that. For me, I'll be paying a lot more attention to it once I get a job. So I could be structured a little bit more because that's all in my mind. I need 2 more points to pass the test. So that's right around. So I'm probably going to be a bus driver. So I could work 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, get 3 hours off, which I'll either take a nap or go to my garden. I got time to go to the garden. I got time to even go to YouTube and then go back to work. And there we go. Hey, welcome in Mountain Grandma. And I love that salad. That salad was so awesome. And Silly Lily, thank you for staying here the whole night. That is awesome. So it's all about the biology. So I'm just reading what you said to Dee's Garden Adventures. It is useful in the garden home and a supplement to dog and cat food, high in silica for joint issues. Awesome. Here, Terry has a question. How about surround? Surround.
I wouldn't. Okay, I don't know what this is pertaining to because they were talking about a dog and using DE on the dog, I think.
Oh, okay, I see.
But I wouldn't use DE in the garden either because it can kill ladybugs. I don't like using it. I know I've had to use it before, and I literally cried before I used it because I didn't have a choice. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So great on dirt roads, less mud used for worming pigs. Confused, but
You can use it for your chickens as long as it's food grade.
So I enjoyed it and was able to, regard to dogs' health, I raised 17 dogs. Woof, woof. So one time, well, when I was growing up, because we lived next to a farm, we had 27 cats.
Wow.
27 cats. And they were actually our neighbor's cats, but we kind of took care of them. And my grandmother would come out, all Polish lady, come out with a big pot, right? Big old pot and bang on it like a drum. Bah, bah. And all of a sudden you would see cats every single direction just fly on it. And it was the most insane thing. And yeah, I loved the cats. That was great growing up with that many of them. Except for Big Red. Big Red was that cat had like 20 lives. It would come back with all like bruises, beat up, everything like totally out of her. Come here, get all healthy, and all of a sudden gone. You wouldn't see her again. We're like, oh, she's off again. Not a couple months later, come back all bruised up, skin off of her, terrible, like all beat up, limping. Cat had 9 lives. Unbelievable. Never forget that. Big Red. Then we had a cat named Balls. This was Balls. Things that you remember as a kid. Unbelievable. Okay, guys. Well, thank you guys for everyone for being here tonight. Again, stay with us, promote us, become a member, donate, because it helps out in more ways than you could imagine. Not for us, because basically we're not getting anything. It helps the show out, helps us do contests, it helps us do other things. And that's about it. Anything else, Kork?
I can't think of anything right now. I mean, just take care of your gardens out there. Keep the raccoons away.
That reminds me of other shows. We needed a raccoon hunter. The raccoon hunter. What do you do? Come to Korky's house, and we're going to film it. See, well, you got to have Dustin and camouflage. Go out there, go into a tree. Now, maybe not into a tree. You see him all. Oh, Serena joke. Before, how did the colonists drink to celebrate their victory over the British? Liberty. And happy 4th, everyone. Be safe out there. Well, I'll try to make a couple videos of what's going on in my garden too. I know I got a lot of stuff still to do out there. Just be safe. If you're anything blasting off on your property or around it, just make sure you're safe and do the smart thing and don't do anything stupid. And anyway, happy 4th, guys. Love you guys. Happy Canada Day for the people in Canada. There we go. Boom. A lot of booms. And love you guys. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.